Show, starring Johnny Carson. This is Ed McMahon along with Doc Severinsen and the NBC Orchestra inviting you to join Johnny and his guests, Don Rickles, Mark McCullum, and from Indiana Jones, Kate Capshaw. And now, ladies and gentlemen, here's Johnny.
I know your type. You always like it with the lights on, don't you? Were you passing out free margaritas again tonight or something? What is going on? I never met an ovation I didn't like. This is... You know what it is? I'm so glad we thought of that. Putting that sign out in front of the studio. First stop on the Michael Jackson tour. I think I injured myself. This is going to be fun tonight. Yeah, yeah. Okay, yeah. Is there something special I don't know about?
No.
Were they like this when you were out here
Yeah,
talking
they're
to
happy
them?
to see you.
Anyway, we got a good show. Don Rickles is on the show tonight, and... Don will be out shortly. He's backstage right now shedding his skin. We didn't know that Don was going to make it. He just came back from the Museum of Broadcasting, where they had a CPO Sharkey retrospective. Took about a minute and a half. See, I get my zingers in early so he gets out and can work on us. Ed McMahon, you and Rickles on the same show.
Yep.
It's interesting if you think about it. If a bomb fell here tonight, bomb went off, that could be the end of TV bloopers as we know them. Anyway, I welcome all of you. I know a lot of you are on vacation. This is vacation time. And welcome to Los Angeles. Southern California is a unique place in the United States. The fads start out here, crazy things, and a lot of people say that people who live in Los Angeles are not too involved in the world situation. Might be true. I was on Santa Monica Boulevard today, and I stopped a guy and I said, "What do you think of the Straits of Hormuz?" And he said, "Look, anybody should live in their own lifestyle. I don't care how the Straits are." Straits of Hormuz. And of course, I've been plugging Burbank lately because we make a lot of jokes about Burbank, but we have a lot of famous people who live out here. I guess our most illustrious citizen is probably Dr. Leopold Fechner, the famous inventor. And Fechner came up with a dandy this week. Latest invention is Teflon underwear. Think about it. It doesn't stick to you in the summer. It just... Well, let's go to the news and see if the submarines, the Russian submarines, they say now, are off the coast of Southern California. Be funny if they surfaced when they hear "Attention Kmart shoppers." I think this is the last week of what we call sweeps periods in television. This is the period of time that all the networks try to get bigger ratings by spicing up their shows to get big numbers. And even public television, you know, it affects them too. Did you see Jacques Cousteau last week on PBS?
Yeah.
During ratings week? Jacques Cousteau goes to the bottom of Victoria Principal's hot tub. Now I think... And we see down here the little creature. Jacques, oh, come on now. Let's face it, sex sells, right? Especially during sweeps periods. Today on Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, Mr. Mr. McFeely, the postman, delivers Mr. Rogers a video cassette in a brown wrapper. Can you say X-rated? Anyway, you want to hear the most startling news of the year? The Chicago Cubs are in first place. God. They made some smart moves over the winter. They brought in a water boy from Lourdes. I kind of like that one myself. I mean, the Cubs in first place. This could be the year the Rams and Harold Stassen. Everything could happen. Politically, I guess California primary is one of the big ones, and the New Jersey primary. Did you see whose help Gary Hart is asking for? Gary Hart was asking for Jerry Brown's help in California for the June 5th primary. You remember Jerry Brown? He was governor of California when he was not running for president. And Jerry could be a great help to Hart. He still hasn't released his delegates. I don't know if you know this. From 3 years ago. Jerry is having a... Where did we part company? We were... No, Jerry's having a big fundraiser for Gary Hart, and I don't know who's going to pay $1,000 a plate for granola and sunflower seeds. What else is happening? Historically today, it's hard to believe, marks the 100th day of Konstantin Chernenko's power in the Kremlin. Did you realize that? 100 days. Now, Yuri Andropov had 100 days of power, too, but of course he was dead for half of them. And a lot of people were dead because he had that bad cold. Now, to celebrate Chernenko's birthday, what they did in the Kremlin, they wheeled out a cake in the shape of Afghanistan with 100 candles and carved it up, which I thought was... That's what I think. Yeah, that's terrible. That's what they did in the Kremlin. Don't blame me. Anyway, we have... Now that you'd simmer down to a... I always hoped you should start out the other way. You should be quiet and then build. You started then... Anyway, as I mentioned, Mr. Don Rickles was here. We have a new young comedian. Mark McCullum is with us tonight. And the lady who is one of the stars of a movie, I guess it opens tomorrow, Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, Kate Capshaw is with us tonight. So stay where you are and we'll be... Thank you. No.
I was sitting in the airport, and he asked me if I'd like to have a little company. I said, why? Have you got one for sale? But he turned out to be a really nice guy, and we flew all the way back to San Francisco together, and I gave him a ride into town. I'd quit on the radio, and he said, I remember KOIT being elevator music, but this is nice. And all I said was, the music makes you feel good, doesn't it? But I didn't convert him to Coit. He did it himself, or Coit did it, whichever. It was the start of a beautiful relationship.
Well, here we are back at the ranch. Right here. Thank you. Salud. It's just coffee. People always think that we sit here and imbibe during the show.
We do not.
Not true. Although we did some years ago made a mistake. When we used to bring the show out from New York to California before we moved here, we thought it would be nice in the green room to have a bar so the people could relax before they came on the show. Well,
did they relax.
We had the bar for about a week and then called the entire thing off. Do you remember the famous night with...
Sure do.
I think it was Marlon Brando and Zsa Zsa Gabor.
Right. And Marlon came on late.
Marlon came on late and had been in the green room for a long time. And when he came out, you really couldn't tell with Marlon because it sounded like a bad impression of Marlon Brando. But he came right to there and he stopped. He said, boy, these lights are awful bright, aren't they? And you figured, okay, that's Marlon.
Yeah.
And then he came over, and Zsa Zsa had been, I guess, doing some plugs about some perfumes or something. And he turned to her and said, do we have to sit around all night and listen to your crappy plugs? It was a wonderful television
then it got
show.
bad.
Then it got nasty. But wonderful television, and we don't have that show anymore. I guess NBC, the early shows, but that was a dandy. So the bar lasted about a week, and that was it. Well, I've been talking about the presidential election, and of course, that's not just a few months away, isn't it? In November, a lot of activity going along in Washington, D.C., and whenever the president or any politician in our nation capital says or does anything, photographers are there night and day, right?
Yes, to capture it.
A big pardon?
To capture it. That moment in history.
Oh, no, what did I say?
You said photographers are there. You didn't say they were doing anything. I said they are there to capture it. The moment in history.
I actually have to record the event. Actually, recapture it is better.
Okay.
Record, recapture. Anyway, fortunately, just fortunately, Mari gets a kick out of this. We were able to acquire some news photos taken earlier today of the activity that just happens in one day. Actually, there are enough photographs here for a soap opera. With that in mind, and we want you to keep that in mind because that's this whole bit. Excuse me a second. We now present an episode in the continuing drama. Yeah, that's right, organ music. As the White House turns. "7:35 a.m. That's right. At an early morning press conference, President Reagan cleverly deflects a question on rising interest rates by doing his impression of a Santa Barbara coyote in heat. "7:40 a.m., Defense Secretary Caspar Weinberger hears the news that Soviet submarines are surrounding the United States and reacts with a taxicab gesture. This may help or not. We'll depend and see how this goes. 9:10 a.m., Democratic frontrunner Walter Mondale gets a secret report on the Reagan administration's plan to make cuts in Social Security from his undercover White House informant, Old Throat. Not so ominous, little stuff.
Lighter.
Lighter, it's not a recording, Ross. 9:30. In order to help cut down on the federal deficit, President Reagan announces he is trading in his airplane for a cheaper form of transportation, John Deere 1. That's good. You decide what it's worth. 10:30, former Democratic candidate Senator John Glenn announces a new business venture, selling camper potties shaped like space capsules. 9:45, Richard Nixon writes thank you letters to all the people who contributed to his new presidential library. 10:48, the Reagans welcome a royal visitor from England, Princess Margaret. You're right there. 11:15, an embarrassed Vice President Bush calls an impromptu news conference outside the Oval Office and admits that President Reagan has just told him to either buy some Head and Shoulders or he's off the ticket. 12 noon. Thank you. Some of the oranges. That's a good one. 12 noon, Richard Nixon arrives at the Pentagon and displays the new vessel he's developed to help the Navy outsmart the Russians on the high seas, the Tricky Frigate. 1 o'clock, Gary Hart meets with the only special interest group in the United States that backs him, Dead Salmon. 3:10. Gerald Ford leaves the golf course early when President Reagan appoints him to a new high-level post radio antenna on Nancy's limo. You've got to see the whole picture if that's it. Otherwise, there's no joke. Possibly if you've seen the whole limo. 5 o'clock. Walter Mondale addresses a group of Democratic midgets and is startled when one of the midgets runs between his legs wearing a cold Mondale campaign button. 5:30, the Reagans take advantage of the warm spring weather. They put on bathing suits, go down to the reflecting pool, and hold Tip O'Neill's head underwater. 6:15, reacting to the mistreatment of his father by the president, Tip O'Neill's son Orson, in a fit of anger, hijacks and chug-a-lugs a light beer truck. And at the end of the day, 7:30, President Reagan looks out his window to see a group of American proctologists showing that they're behind him by mooning the West Wing. There we are as the White House turns. First couple of bars of that sounds like, does it not?
The wedding.
Almost.
Long grins.
Here comes
Let
the
me
you
hear
know
that.
what.
The very first 2 bars of that.
Right.
Can you guess this song in 3 notes?
Can you play it, Ross? Almost. Use some of the white keys also, Ross? Okay, we'll be back in a moment. Don Rickles is here tonight. Mark McCullum and Kate Capshaw. Stay where you are. We'll be... We're back. My first guest. First guest opens at the Sahara next Wednesday. Well, not next Wednesday, tomorrow. Well, that's next Wednesday, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Just because it's tomorrow?
Yeah.
I mean, most people, when you say that, think you're talking about next Wednesday. You mean
Tomorrow.
it's May 23rd. You all know him and love him. Would you please welcome Mr. Warmth, Don Rickles.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I feel like Julio Iglesias. I saw him on an airplane, my wife and I, coming back from Florida, and she just sat there and said, he's absolutely a Madonna. I threw a rock at him. What are you, a painting? Sit normal. Hey, how's things?
How's it going?
God, there's 2 people I read about, DeLorean and you. The world is being wiped out, and the big headline is he had a beef with Shirley Katz, whoever it is.
Shirley Katz.
No, you would never marry a Jewish girl.
Might as well. I've tried everything else.
I can't see you in...
I'm getting nowhere this way.
Good to see you, John.
Thank you, Don. You're looking swell.
Yeah, well, oh, thanks. Oh, shucks. I'm talking to Gene Autry. You're looking good, too, guys. Good to see the old Wrangler. Ed Belch, you'll relax yourself a little bit. Every time I see him, I get the... by the way, what are you doing here? There's a dinner in your honor. I've been at 88 dinners getting bombed. I'm sitting there. I'm trying to cool it with liquor and watch my weight. I go to affairs. There's Ed McMahon for the trophy for being the best Ed McMahon of Ed McMahon. That's right. And everybody goes, bravo! And his wife gets up and goes, hey, he's marvelous, he's marvelous. And your wife's now in a state hospital. But you don't show up. You come in at the end and make
What do you
the
mean I don't
finishing
show up?
shot.
I was at his dinner?
That's right, but you didn't come for the meal. You heard what they were serving.
That's right.
He came at the end and walked in like a mercy mission. But I always support you, Ed.
You sure do.
If that beer commercial goes in a dumper, it's all over for you.
That's right.
You heard about what Johnny said about giving up this and going on other things and not taking you along? But I can see you running alongside his car going, "Wait up, Johnny!" I wouldn't do that. I'd throw myself in front of the car and go, "Help me, help me."
How you been?
Not well. You know, that's always a cliche question. You always say, "How you been?" Now,
No,
if
I
I said
mean
to
that
you I
because
had a brain tumor, you'd go right on with your job. I mean, I love when you say, "How I have a brain tumor." Fine. Next week, our guest will be Sammy Davis Jr. tap dancing to Sweet Chocolate Brown. I don't know what that
I know
means,
that,
and
of
I don't
course not.
care. But
Makes no difference either.
Yeah, I wasn't going to vote for Jesse Jackson. I got my own trouble. Boo my burgers. What do you mean, boo? We get a black president, the White House is going to be beige. Anyway, I don't believe the day will come that we'll have maybe a Jewish president someday, or a black president someday. That's all possible. Or
Certainly.
a woman president. Well,
I hope so.
Probably, you know. All I know is I went to the White House with Bob Newhart a few years ago to see Jimmy Carter, and he hid under the desk.
Somebody told me you went to the White House once,
Why
and
do you
you...
point? You always do that with the finger.
What?
I get the feeling I'm working in the DA's office here.
Did
My turn.
he actually hide from you?
Well, I don't know if he was hiding,
you
but
meet
we
him?
were in the Oval Office, and he was behind the fish aquarium going, "Help me, honey, help me."
Never saw him.
Man never saw me. And then we saw Fritz Mondale later, and I said to the vice president, "Mr. Vice President, the president didn't see us." And Newhart said, "Don't make a thing." And Bob's not normal.
Yes.
He starts his car, and it goes, So,
and the windshield wipers go...
yeah, I'll do the funny
Thank you,
stuff.
of course. When?
I don't...
Hey, folks, when we come back, Don Rickles is going to do some funny stuff for you. Stay where you are. We'll be right back. We are back. Yes, it's comedy time. Right here at Copacabana. You know, we'll talk about the Copacabana in a moment, because we've known each other for, I guess, 20-some years. And one of the first places I saw you was either Basin Street East in New York or the Copacabana. I think Basin Street.
Yeah, it was Basin Street.
In the early 60s. Or
Yeah,
late
in
50s.
those days, we both...
Late 50s.
Right, and we both used to take a drink or two, and...
Occasionally we had a
That's
little...
right. And you had that quiz show, hit the gong and win a trip.
No, it was
you know,
earn your vacation.
on your vacation, or win an ape and you won one, you know. But, by the way, I kid Ed. I love him dearly. We're very close friends. But when we're on the air, I completely do not love the man. But that's not true. We're good friends. But
What did you weigh in those days? Seriously. I remember coming to see you Basin Street, and you walked out, and I said, the man is a blimp. I mean, let's be honest. You've said this yourself. You were...
you heard what he said.
No. You admit this yourself, and you know it. You were immense.
Is this the Holocaust?
No, you were about 220 what?
That's right. 220 some odd pounds. And when I made love to girls, they went, "No!" But no, I was a lonely guy, like you were. You didn't see the show. You were face down on the table going, "Is he finished yet, Mary?" Anyway, hey, let's tell it the way it was. I mean, the Enquirer didn't catch up to you in those days. You was whacked out, and he was over at Murphy's bar going, "Is Johnny alive?"
A long time ago.
That's right.
He's
And
all mellow.
I wound up with a lovely girl. I'm married 19 years. You're married an hour. And,
Yeah, but
and
you didn't get married till you were 40. You
pardon me?
didn't get married till you were 40.
38.
38.
Well, why get married when there's plenty of heifers on the ranch?
You see?
Hey, I never saw an audience like this. I get the feeling I'm working a picket in Vegas. All right, don't go in the hotel. Don't go in the hotel. Have a beer and wait outside. I mean, they're striking over they don't know what anymore.
What I was getting at, where I was talking about, you, we've talked about this, you graduated from the American Academy of Dramatic Arts.
That's right.
Very prestigious organization.
That's right.
Which graduated such people as Jason Robards.
Right, he was my classmate. We lived together, but he doesn't call me anymore.
Yeah, and who are some of the other graduates?
Anne Bancroft, she doesn't call me anymore.
Yeah.
Conrad Bain, he wants to call me.
Yeah. I never see them listing your name in their ads.
No, whenever they run an ad,
It always says Jason Robards.
Right, well, you know, I don't represent thyself, I know. Where is Othello? Is thy mother home? Is father with thee? I say, you, sir, you're a pain in the burgers. Get out of my life. See, they don't like that image.
This you had to go to the Academy of Dramatic Arts to learn?
No, I had to learn how to walk around and go, "Hi, Stephen, how's mother?"
Did you ever play in a straight drama? Not,
Yes,
no comedy,
this.
just...
No, I did a show many years ago. I did The Odd Couple with Ernest Borgnine,
That's
which
true.
was
But
not
that's
great.
comedy.
Yeah.
Come on.
Okay. But the heaviest thing I did with Ben Gazzara, a thing called Run for Your Life. I played a sex maniac, but really a comedian that was a sex maniac, which was not difficult. And
Yes, I remember the girl singers.
and I used to.
I'm
run
true.
That's right. We both ran around with girl singers. Huh? Only you married them. And now you sit in court and they go, no, not the toilet. They can't take the toilet. I need a toilet. I can't go out in the hall and have Ed say, go ahead, Johnny, everything's okay. I gotta have a toilet. Thanks so much. I've never worked Burma.
It's very warm here in the studio tonight.
Well, thank you for saying that. It's not
is.
warm. I'm starting to disintegrate. I mean, I feel Hitler's alive going, more heat for the Jew. More heat.
There you are. I'll just leave those there.
Big smile. Okay.
Oh, wait a minute.
Gene Bayless, 1934.
You got it.
That's all right. I wanted to give Gene that billing.
That's all, folks. Okay.
Okay, let's go on, huh?
Yeah, why not?
Hey, when you get stupid, you're a multimillionaire and you get silly. You college graduate. He's a college graduate. You graduated from...
Catholic University.
What? To the Jews, that means the road is blocked, take the other highway. That's only a joke, God. What can you do to me? Turn me into the Monsignor? I only go to church when they give out the wafers.
Any moment, I expect to see Freddie Bell go by. You're on that. We're back at the Casbah. Okay.
Oh, we had fun then in those days.
What? Tell me about the seance. Did you hold a seance?
Yeah, we have a
real?
group called the Dirty Dozen with Steve Lawrence, my friend, Edie Gourmet, and let's not get all the names. Let's get
Bob Newhart,
Bob
Dick and
Newhart,
Dolly.
actually Dick and Dolly, Ginny,
Andy,
and
Perry,
Well, I don't want a chronology of it. I mean...
no, but it means a lot. It means a lot to these people. You don't give a damn. You're on every night.
That's true.
I mean, these people need that. They're sitting in little hovels in downtown Fairfax going, I hope we get mentioned. But,
I have
you
to
know...
do a commercial?
Another 30 seconds. Why don't you get up and do your tap dance?
So you do the seance.
So we do the seance. Now, it's the Magic Castle, which you know about. Magic Castle is a great organization, and we all sat around, you know. And Dolly thought she was really going to meet somebody she knew. And a guy came in a very, very fashionable tuxedo, right? And he said, join hands, and turned out the lights. And I went, who is that? And it was marvelous to see the way the evening went. It was rather strange, which I'll tell you about after you come back from the commercial.
Well.
Oh, I have time to tell it now?
No, you have no time.
No.
No,
Well,
wait,
then
wait.
who cares, folks? Come over to the Magic Castle and be in the darkness.
We'll be right back.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, you're in a great mood tonight for this young man. He is a young comedian. Don will agree, probably the hardest commodity to find nowadays are young comedians, but these small places are producing a lot of them now. This is his first appearance on network television. He's from San Francisco. He'll be appearing there tomorrow through Sunday at the Other Cafe, and he'll be at the Comedy and Magic Club in Hermosa Beach for a week starting May 29th. Would you welcome Mark McCullum? Mark?
Thank you very much. I am Mark McCullum. McCullum is an Irish name. So what? I've never cared much about my heritage. Besides, what good is it if you're a descendant of a king of Ireland and you're broke, lonely, and working in Kmart? I guess it dawned on me about 8 years ago when I was driving a truck, stocking cheese in a warehouse. It's my belief in fantasy that got me out of doing that and into doing this. What this is I'm doing, I don't exactly know. But I feel it's my obligation to tell you about it. Ever since I was a young boy, I played the silver ball. From so down and rotten, well, I must have played them all. But I ain't seen nothing like him in any amusement hall. Deaf, dumb, and blind. Did you ever see that bumper sticker that says, "One nuclear bomb can ruin your whole day"? Come on, your whole day? People on my favorite table. I used to rush home from school to watch cartoons. Characters like Daffy Duck, who's now starring in Flashdance 2. First, when there's nothing, nothing, absolutely nothing, zip, zero, nada, a void, empty space, but can there be nothing? Absolutely nothing, because if there's nothing, then there must be something. Comprende? Sade? N'était pas? Have you ever heard Porky Pig sing The Clash? Some of you might not know who The Clash are. I'll tell you. The Clash are a British socialist rock group that are rapidly disintegrating. Porky Pig doing The Clash.
Darling, you got to let me know. Should I stay or should I leave? If you used to say that you'll be mine, I'll be that's all, folks. I'm not going to climb them out here. I can't really speak. Thank you.
Every year, the Grammys are awarded to songs that really don't amount to much. But this year, it's different. It's a song about love. A song about jealousy. I'd like to dedicate this to all you young lovers out there whose prince or princess turned out to be a dud. Every breath you take, every move you make, every smile you fake, every claim you stake, I'll be watching you. You might be thinking that I watch too many cartoons. Could be. But it was the adventure, the excitement, the romance of the cartoons that had me hooked. Oh, sure, the big screen has great lovers. Bogart and Bergman, Tracy and Hepburn, Popeye and Olive Oyl.
Olive oil. Oh, where the heck's me olive oil? I can't wait around. Olive oil. Bo Derek, Christy Brinkley, and Olive Oil. Two of the prettiest women in the world. Olive oil. Oh, no, Popeye. Oh, dear, my man. Where have you been all day? Oh, dear, multi. Oh, dear, 25. Oh, dear, 25. Oh, dear, multi tonight, Popeye. Mellow out, will you, Olive oil?
Popeye wants to cuddle up with Olive. It's a beautiful night. And they turn on the stereo, and Maria Muldaur comes on to woo them in their fantasies as they drift across the cosmos.
Midnight at the marching band. Shadows painting our faces, traces of romance night.
Oh, olive oil. Oh, well, blow me down. No, God, I'm strong to the finish, as I've eaten me spinach. I'm Popeye the Sailor Man.
That's Mark McCullough. Thank you, Mark. And we'll be back in a moment. My next guest is making her first appearance with us. Lovely and talented actress. Beginning tomorrow, she's going to be co-starring in a picture which people are already lined up for to see, Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, which, of course, as you probably know, is a sequel to Raiders of the Lost Ark. Would you welcome, please, Kate Capshaw. Hello, Kate. You must be kind of excited at all this promotion and publicity and talk about this picture.
Yes, it's
Yeah.
very exciting.
Is this your first major picture?
Yes.
Yeah? That's all right, just settle down. It's not...
Okay,
This is,
just a second.
you've been through this
Let me
whole
breathe.
Temple of Doom. This is nothing.
I know, that's true. Yes, it is my first big picture.
Yeah.
I've done one other film that's been released, so this is the second film that's been released, and
Right.
it's such a huge one.
Have you seen it already?
Yes, I have.
Do you like yourself in it, or can you be objective?
Oh, when I first saw it, I was like so blown away by the bigness of it, and
Right.
of course I was watching myself,
Yeah.
and I was going, oh, they cut that out, and they put that in, and they you know, it was just
You never know when you're making a picture how it's going to look when you
exactly,
finish. Yeah.
exactly. And I was sitting, I took my daughter with me,
Yeah.
and of course she was there every day and watched us make it. And she was, you know, of course, leaning in and going, "Oh, Mom, that was really good. I liked you in doing that," you know.
That's nice.
And but when I left, I was like, I didn't know how I felt about it. So I saw it 2 more times, and I love it.
Yeah. Listen, good for you. It's nice to see. If you like it, that's great. We have a little short film clip here.
Yes.
I don't know what part of the movie this is. Do you happen to know?
Yes, I do. This is the part. This is the beginning of the movie.
Okay.
And Willie Scott and Indiana Jones have found themselves in an airplane that they don't know where it's going.
Okay. Watch the monitor here in the studio. A little excerpt from...
Oh no. Oh no. Mister. Oh, Mr. Rickles.
You call him Dr. Jones. Oh.
Okay. Dr. Jones. Dr. Jones. Oh, wake up, please.
Be there already? Oh, good.
No, no. No one's flying the plane.
Boy.
They're all gone. You know how to fly, don't you?
No. Do you?
Oh, no.
How hard
Oh,
can
my
it be?
God. I'm afraid.
Altimeter. Okay.
Lower, Mother.
Airspeed. Okay. Fuel. 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 I think we got a big problem.
Which we're not going to tell you.
No.
I'm not even going to ask how it turns out. It's not fair. Because that's like a serial you used to see on Saturday afternoon. You'd have to come back next week.
Right. You got to buckle in, though, to your seat and hang on.
Yeah. I wish you much success with it.
Thank
I don't know
you.
how it can miss.
Well, there's such a built-in audience because there were so many
Because the
people
last
that
one-
loved Raiders that everyone is anticipating this one, and
Yeah.
It's very exciting. They're going to show the film 24 hours a day here in L.A. And in New York,
Put up $30, $40 first day.
maybe.
Yeah. Did they? No, I don't want to be mercenary. Did they pay a lot of money for this? You don't have to tell me. I mean.
Well, I say to my daughter, I said there's real money and real salaries, and then there's Hollywood salaries. So when she hears us talking about, what, are you kidding, that much? Ask for twice that much, and things like that, I have to explain to her that that's not the real world.
Yeah, good in reality.
But yes, of course. I mean, it seemed like a lot to me.
And you used to be a school teacher, right?
Yes. Well, I made a whole lot more making this movie than I did.
I would guess so. I would guess so. Where'd you teach school, and what'd you teach?
I taught 2 years. I taught 1 year of children, K through 5. I taught children with learning disabilities. And then I taught a year of high school kids with learning disabilities. And I taught in Columbia, Missouri, and Ashland, Missouri.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Are you adjusting to, you live out here now?
Yes, I do. I've been living out here for about 8 months.
A big adjustment coming from Missouri?
Well, I first went to New York. I was in New York for 5 years, and then I just recently moved out here. My boyfriend lives out here, so I didn't want to do one of those bi-coastal, affairs. So
Your boyfriend? Oh, excuse me, I'm sorry.
Yes.
I just heard bi-coastal and I was thinking of something else. Funny how my mind leaped light years ahead, and I was like, your boyfriend's bi-coastal? I thought, of course he is. Because he travels back and forth.
Right. It's something new. It's something
Yes, I didn't know that. Well, I'm not up on this new hip stuff.
Bi-coastal's great.
I got it, yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
You didn't do a scene of this. Didn't in the first one there was a terrible scene with snakes?
Yes, well, there were lots of snakes.
Yeah.
And in this script, the first thing I wanted to find out were the snakes and other animals. And there was one scene with a very large snake that I knew that I was going to have to work with. So we went to Sri Lanka, and the animal trainer brought his 3 snakes. Because it's like babies. You bring several to the set, and then when one gets cranky, you bring another one on.
So stand-in snakes.
Yes, exactly, stand-in snakes. Well, there were 3 snakes, and they all...
Represented by the Morris office, probably.
No, CAA.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So these 3 snakes had a room of their own, and they just anyway, they hung out in this room for about...
As snakes are prone
Yes,
to do.
they lied around, and I would go by the room every day and, tap on the window and, hi,
Yeah, how are
I'm
you?
Kate,
Sure.
I'm a friend, and I would talk with the animal trainer, and I would say, this is just another animal, right? Yes, I've had it since it was the size of a pencil, and I did Zen about snakes. I had some I had a snake purse that, I brought with me to bed. And
It's not a good move if you're going to work with a snake and you got a snake purse made out of his uncle.
I didn't take it to the set.
Good snake says, that's Murray. Murray, a name for snake? Anyway, you had no problem
Anyway,
with that, so.
no, so I went, they decided that they should take me to the set and introduce me to the snake. And so when I went to the set, it was lying, and it was about this big around. It was 14 feet long. And
Python?
I think it was a python, but I didn't bother to find out. And anyway, I knew that I was in big trouble. And so they wanted me to touch it and feel it and carry on like that. And,
got along all right?
And I cried in the cut scene.
Snakes are really kind of gentle.
Well, but this one was really big.
Probably a boa constrictor.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Maybe a python?
No, could be. Garter snake? Not. Garter snake with a thyroid conduct. We'll be right back. Stay where you are.
Tomorrow at 4 on TGI4, we'll take you to an Indiana Jones party.
And we'll discover a rescue team that could save your life.
Tomorrow at 4, TGI4.
Okay, we just have time to say goodnight. Did you have fun? You all settled down?
I'd like to do it again. Could we start all over again?
Would you like to do some other
Yes, I
night
would.
with us and come back?
Oh, sure.
Sure, you're wonderful.
Thank you.
Good luck on the picture. I hope it's a big success. I'm sure it will be. Don opens tomorrow night at the Sahara. in
Sahara
Las Vegas.
Hotel, right? And
You
Jack Davis from Resorts, they send their love to you.
Thank you. Send it back for me.
Oh, my pleasure.
Yes. Tomorrow night, Sammy Davis Jr. will be here, and Charles Nelson Riley. And other surprises. Yeah, what a night. Thank you all.
Next on Late Night with David Letterman, meet superstar Willie Nelson and college professor Dr. Richard Brandt. All tonight on NBC. Be there.